Alright, so hello everyone. Welcome back for another webinar. For today's virtual tour, we'll be looking at Dublin, Ireland. So a little bit about its history. So Dublin town was founded by the Vikings in the 9th century. They called it Dublin, which means Black Pool, which is not to be confused with Blackpool in England. The living conditions of the Vikings were far from ideal. Being in fairly primitive order, their houses were simply made being wooden huts with roofs of thatch. Dublin began to prosper in the 11th century as a result of close trading links with various English towns, specifically Chester and Bristol. During this time, it quickly became the most important town in all of Ireland, which had a population of approximately 4,000 people. So by the beginning of the 18th century, the English had established control and imposed the harsh penal laws on the Catholic majority of Ireland's population. In Dublin, however, the Protestant ascendancy was thriving, and the city expanded rapidly from the 17th century onward. By 1700s, the population had surpassed 60,000, making it the second largest city after London in the British Empire. In 1914, after nearly 3 decades of agitation, Ireland seemed on the brink of home rule or self-government. However, instead of a peaceful handover from direct British rule to limited Irish autonomy, Ireland and Dublin saw nearly 10 years of political violence and instability that eventually resulted in much more complete break with Britain than home rule would have represented. By 1923, Dublin was the capital of the Irish Free State, and an all but independent Irish state governing 26 of Ireland's 32 counties. So its geography. Ireland is an island in northern Europe in the North Atlantic Ocean. The island of up to 480 kilometers north-south and 275 kilometers east-west lies near the western edge of the European continental shelf, part of the Eurasian plate. Its main geographical features include low central plains surrounded by coastal mountains. So its climate. Ireland has mild temperate oceanic climate due to controlling influence of the Atlantic Ocean. Mean annual temperatures generally range between 9 degrees Celsius and 10 degrees Celsius, with the higher values in the coastal regions. Summer is the warmest season, followed by autumn, spring, and then winter. So a little bit about the attractions that can be found inside of Dublin. First off is St. Stephen's Garden. St. Stephen's Green, an exquisitely manicured park in Dublin city centre, dates back to a time when open space and fresh air were a premium, Victorian Ireland in 1880. Today, the green lawns and pond are surrounded by a thick wall of trees creating a true respite from urban life inside a neat, perfectly ordered rectangular park. It's a fantastic spot to people watch and get a glimpse of daily life for Dublin locals. Next is the Guinness Storehouse. The headquarters of Ireland's most famous beer adds a bit of culture and history to your vacation drinking, giving you some depth beyond throwing back a pint in a pub. 3 bars, 3 restaurants, classes, and tastings are all on offer here, and although the public can't tour the brewery itself, this is the closest Guinness enthusiasts can get to the making of dark beer. The Storehouse's restaurants serve fresh food designed. Oh, sorry about that. The Storehouse's restaurants serve fresh food designed to pair with Guinness. The old library of Trinity College, Dublin, with 2 levels of floor-to-ceiling wooden shelves packed with books, many only reachable by a sliding ladder, this immense university library, which dates back to the early 18th century, is a book lover's paradise. In the daytime, light pours into the stacks, which looks even more dramatic under the covered ceilings. So Dublin Castle, dating back to the early 13th century, when Vikings established their headquarters here, this medieval structure stands on a relic of British rule over Ireland. Today, the well-preserved estate offers a glimpse into the way previous generations lived and hosts exhibits on art, fashion, and other Irish history artifacts. The Moores Street Market. This open-air produce and flower market was long ago eclipsed by grocery stores, but it's only worth wandering through, even if only for nostalgia's sake. Vendors lining both sides of the cobblestone street peddle local produce and meat, as well as imported items like tropical fruit. If you've got access to a kitchen, do as the locals do. Stock up on dinner ingredients, which range from Irish products to goods from Asia and Africa. The cuisine. First off is Irish soda bread. The comforting aroma of Irish soda bread welcomes you after stepping foot into any Irish bakery. A staple in Irish cuisine, soda bread can be found anywhere in Ireland and is undoubtedly a must-try Irish food. Substituting yeast for sodium bicarbonate soda bread requires only three ingredients: flour, salt, and buttermilk. Typically, the buttermilk creates a chemical reaction with the baking soda and creates small pockets of carbon dioxide, which cause the bread to rise with little effort. Perfectly suited with an Irish stew as the base of a sandwich, or simply spread some butter and fruity jams on one side and pair with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. Irish stew, believed to have been a staple in Irish cuisine since around the year 1800, heartwarming homemade stew remains a firm favorite to this day. To many across the country, Irish stew is the national dish of Ireland. The methods and flavor of an Irish stew vary from person to person and have evolved over the years. Previously, all depended on which ingredients were cheaper and more common at the time. The main rule when cooking a traditional Irish stew is that it contains lamb, traditionally mutton. That is because the lamb was more economical during the creation of this Irish food. So Ulster fry, unlike other fried breakfasts in the UK, the Ulster fry is served throughout the day. Traditional components of this Irish food include Irish sausages, bacon, eggs, soda bread, and potato bread, black and white pudding, and tomatoes. Barmbrack. The taste of the Irish barmbrack falls somewhere in between that of a sandwich bread and a cake. During Halloween, expect to see barmbrack as it is used as a fun fortune-telling game. Various items are placed within the bread, and whoever receives it is to expect an associated fortune. Box tea, often regarded as a potato pancake, box tea is another must-try Irish dish, made by adding grated potato to the traditional ingredients of a pancake. Box tea is a mouth-watering breakfast treat, linked with the texture of a hash brown. Enjoy box tea pan-fried with butter and a lovely cup of tea. They have been a staple Irish food throughout the 19th century and continue to be hugely popular today. Some fun facts. So, Ireland's nickname is the Emerald Isle. There are around 30,000 castles in Ireland. Ireland's Wild Atlantic Way is the longest coastal driving route in the world, and one of the oldest lighthouses in the world is located in Wexford, Ireland, and Halloween originated in Ireland. Now, thank you for visiting Dublin.